Do you think you already know how the world works? Think again. From cockroaches that live without a head, to dolphins that sleep with one eye open, and even honey that never spoils for thousands of years. These are the shocking truths your schoolbooks never dared to mention. Stay with me, because fact number 45 will absolutely blow your mind. 1. Adolf Hitler's strange secret. Believe it or not, Adolf Hitler was reported to have had only one testicle. Historians and medical records from World War II suggest that the dictator's health was far from perfect, making this one of the most bizarre personal details about a man who changed world history in such a terrifying way. 2. A queen who rarely bathed. Queen Elizabeth I of England, often hailed as a symbol of elegance, shocked her contemporaries with her hygiene. She once admitted she only bathed once every 3 months, whether she needed it or not. Imagine the poor servants who had to stand near her court all day. 3. The future world population. By the year 2080, the world's population is expected to reach nearly 15 billion people, double what it is today. So if you're worried about finding love or company, don't stress. There will be more humans than ever, though whether Earth can handle that many is another story. 4. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists have discovered jars of honey in Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old, and still perfectly edible. Thanks to honey's natural preservatives, it's the only food known to last forever. 5. Coca-Cola was once green. In its earliest form, Coca-Cola was said to appear greenish before caramel coloring was added. It might look strange, but the addictive flavor? That hasn't changed. 6. The world's oldest condom. The oldest known condom dates back 9,000 years. Archaeologists discovered preserved versions made from animal materials. Who used it? Possibly ancient kings or warriors, but we'll never know for sure. 7. The mighty pencil. A single pencil can draw a line 56 kilometers long or write about 50,000 words. The length of an entire novel. Of course, that's only if the writer is careful enough not to break the lead. 8. Cities named Rome. Every continent on Earth has at least one city named Rome. Search it up, you'll find Romes in the US, South America, Africa, and beyond. 9. Friday the 13th curse. Here's a spooky one. Any month that begins on a Sunday will always include a Friday the 13th. Bad luck lovers, take note. 10. Earth's unique name. Every planet in our solar system is named after a Roman or Greek god, except Earth. Our planet's name comes from Old English and German words meaning simply the ground. 11. Strange U.S. law. In Nebraska, USA, it's technically illegal to sneeze or burp inside a church. Imagine getting arrested mid-sneeze. 12. Bees versus snakes. More people die each year from bee stings than from snake bites. Nature's smallest creatures often turn out to be the most dangerous. 13. The most common allergy. More people are allergic to cow's milk than to any other food. Sorry, cheese lovers. 14. Speaking requires 75 muscles. To say even a single word, the human body engages 75 different muscles. Talking is hard work, even if we don't realize it. 15. The French kiss is not French. In English, it's called a French kiss. But in France, they simply call it un baiser amoureux, a lover's kiss. Apparently, the French don't think they invented it after all. Part 2. The weird and wonderful side of life. 16. Alphabetical wonder. The English word almost is special. All of its letters appear in the exact order of the alphabet. A, L, M, O, S, T. Simple but oddly satisfying. 17. A word with no meaning. The longest word in English that has no definition at all? Frisant. It looks impressive on paper, but it's considered meaningless, a true linguistic oddball. 18. From 300 to 206 bones. At birth, humans have about 300 bones. By adulthood, many fuse together, leaving only 206. So in a sense, we shrink as we grow. 19. Lipstick eaters. The average woman consumes around 2 kilograms of lipstick in her lifetime, just from accidental swallowing. Men, surprisingly, consume about half that amount, usually through kisses. 20. Bones are not white. Contrary to the skeletons in science class, real bones are a light brownish color, not pure white. And here's a shocker. The human hip bone is stronger than concrete. 21. You can't die from holding your breath. No matter how hard you try, you cannot kill yourself by holding your breath. Eventually, your body will override your willpower and force you to breathe again. 22. Your heart works overtime. The human heart beats more than 100,000 times per day. That's nearly 3 billion beats in an average lifetime. 23. Right-handed advantage. On average, right-handed people live about 9 years longer than left-handed people. Why? Some scientists think it has to do with living in a world designed mostly for right-handers. 24. The busy skeleton. Your skeleton is constantly on the move. Your joints shift about 5 million times per year. And here's a bonus. A quarter of your bones are in your feet. 25. Laughter is rare. Despite how much we love it, the average person laughs only 10 times a day. Some laugh more, some laugh less. But either way, laughter really is precious. 26. Tongue prints are unique. Just like fingerprints, every person has a unique tongue print. No two are alike, making your tongue as personal as your identity. 27. The first blood transfusion. The first recorded blood transfusion was in 1667, from a sheep into a human. It didn't work well, but it was the beginning of modern medical miracles. 28. Water, the human element. About 2/3 of the human body is water. Even more specific, blood is 92% water, muscle 75%, and the brain also 75%. Without water, nothing works. 29. Lifelong water intake. Over an average lifetime, a person will drink about 75,000 liters of water. That's enough to fill a small swimming pool. 30. Fingernails versus toenails. Fingernails grow 4 times faster than toenails. They're also thinner, which is why they break more easily. 31. DNA could wrap around the moon. If you stretched out all the DNA in your body, it would be long enough to wrap around the moon 6 times. Think about that. Your body is carrying a cosmic rope inside every cell. 32. Dust is mostly human. That dust piling up in your house? Most of it comes from dead skin cells your body sheds every single day. You are literally surrounded by yourself. 33. The fastest muscle. The muscle that lets you blink is the fastest muscle in the human body. You can blink 5 times in a single second. On average, we blink 15,000 times a day. And fun fact, women blink nearly twice as often as men. 34. Dogs in Iceland. Here's a strange law. In Reykjavik, Iceland's capital, it was once illegal to own a dog as a pet. The ban lasted for decades due to fears about parasites. Today, it's allowed again, but the story remains one of history's oddest pet laws. 35. Donkey vision superpower. A donkey's eye placement is so unique that it can see all 4 of its legs at once. Handy for avoiding rocks, but probably not very entertaining. 36. Self-destructive insects. Some species of insects will eat themselves alive if they can't find food. Disturbing, but it shows the desperate fight for survival in nature. 37. Camels have triple eyelids. Camels are desert survivors thanks to their 3 eyelids, which protect them from sandstorms. Nature designed them perfectly for the Sahara. 38. The flying chicken. The longest recorded flight of a chicken is 13 seconds. Not exactly aviation history, but it proves they're not completely flightless. 39. Snails can sleep for years. A snail can hibernate for up to 3 years if conditions become too harsh, like during droughts. Imagine snoozing through half of high school. 40. Owls see a special color. Owls are the only birds that can see the color blue. It gives them an edge in twilight hunting. 41. Hedgehog heartbeats. A hedgehog's heart races at about 300 beats per minute, about 3 times faster than a human's during exercise. 42. Ostrich eyes versus brain. An ostrich has bigger eyes than its brain. The eyes help it spot predators from far away, but thinking about what to do next is another challenge. 43. The smallest mammal. The bumblebee bat, also known as Kitty's hog-nosed bat, measures just 3 centimeters long and weighs less than a penny. It's the tiniest mammal on Earth. 44. Mice and marathon love lives. Mice can mate over 20 times a day. The phrase breeding like mice turns out to be very literal. 45. The headless cockroach. A cockroach can live for up to 9 days without its head. It eventually dies not from losing its brain but from dehydration since it can no longer drink. Part 4. Wild animals, ancient secrets, and cultural wonders. 46. Elephants can't jump. Despite their size and strength, elephants are the only mammals that cannot jump. Their heavy legs simply aren't built for bouncing. 47. Mouse sperm versus elephant sperm. Strangely enough, mouse sperm is more powerful than elephant sperm. Scientists discovered that tiny sperm cells in small animals often move faster and more aggressively than those of larger creatures. 48. Fleas changed history. The Black Death in the 14th century, carried by fleas, killed nearly 1/3 of Europe's population. In fact, more people have died because of fleas than from all wars combined. 49. Dolphins sleep half awake. To avoid drowning, dolphins let half of their brain sleep at a time, keeping the other half alert. They literally nap with one eye open. 50. Lions and love. Male lions are surprisingly active lovers. They can mate up to 50 times a day during peak season. No wonder they're called kings of the jungle. 51. Animals with rear-view vision. Only rabbits and parrots can see directly behind themselves without turning their heads. A built-in rear-view mirror. 52. The strongest muscle. The human tongue is considered the strongest muscle relative to its size. Not bad for something we use mostly for eating and talking. 53. The world's most popular name. The most common name globally isn't John, Mary, or Sarah. It's Muhammad, with millions of variations across cultures. 54. A bed full of life. Your bed isn't as empty as you think. An average mattress is home to about 6 billion microorganisms. Sleep well. 55. Donald Duck was banned. In Finland, the cartoon Donald Duck was briefly banned because he didn't wear pants. The decision was later reversed, but the story lives on as a cultural oddity. 56. Ants hate chalk. If you draw a line of chalk in front of ants, they refuse to cross it. Something in the chalk interferes with their scent trails. 57. Walking to work in Alaska. In Alaska, more people walk to work than in any other U.S. state. It makes sense, given the small towns and icy conditions. 58. Folding paper is powerful. No matter the size, a piece of paper can only be folded about 7 times. Each fold doubles the thickness, making it quickly impossible to fold further. 59. Stop crying while cutting onions. Here's a kitchen hack. Chew gum while slicing onions. It helps reduce tears by distracting your tear glands. 60. Cows can't walk downstairs. A cow can be led upstairs, but its knees prevent it from walking down. Their anatomy simply won't allow it. From headless cockroaches to sleeping dolphins, from honey that never spoils to cows that can't walk downstairs. Our world is packed with facts stranger than fiction. Each one reveals just how mysterious, hilarious, and sometimes terrifying nature, history, and human life can be. So, which of these blew your mind the most?